Hi Bill, thanks for joining me.
Pleasure.
So I've been looking through your IMDb page and you haven't appeared in that many classic period dramas of this kind. Was that a conscious decision?
No, it's just they never came my way. I think people, you become associated with certain things rather more than other things, and I'm not associated with period trousers.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
So what was it about this film that excited you?
Autumn de Wilde, the director. I met her, and she made it sound very interesting, and she was very unusual and very clever, and spoke about it in a way that made it sound like I might be okay in it. I've always been a bit concerned about the language and whether it would persuade me into certain kinds of, behaving funny or something, because I'm a bit self-conscious about it, because I'm not practiced at the art of delivering archaic language. So I thought she might protect me from it to some degree, because she spoke about it in a very muscular and contemporary kind of way.
Thanks for joining me, Autumn. So why was Emma a story you wanted to tell?
My mother's English, and I grew up sort of fantasizing about what it might have been like if I had been raised in England, and because of that, I sort of ate, drank, and slept everything, from literature to fashion history, music history, and I saw all the British television there was, and every movie that came out of England, and so, I think it did feel exactly right. And even Beck, who I photographed for many years, he told me, he said, "I can't believe you're making the exact movie you should be making."
Was it daunting taking on such a beloved book?
No, it was exciting. I mean, I wouldn't want to do something easy. What's the fun in that? I think I love research, so I went down some very deep rabbit holes preparing for this. I'm still doing research, even though the movie's done. I don't know why.
So what do you think it is about these famous stories such as Emma that keeps directors like Autumn, actors like yourself, and most importantly, audiences coming back?
Well, I think audiences like to take a look at, another version of the past and look and see how people look, dressed and looked. And I think that the whole thing of the costumes and the atmosphere is interesting to them. I think they persist probably because human behavior doesn't change much, particularly in terms of romance and sexual relations and all of that kind, where there's a narrow range of things that people feel and how they behave. And also because they're designed, there's a mechanism for you to wait a deliciously long time for the right people to work out who they love. And there's that big payoff at the end. And also they're funny. So I guess it's amusing.
And can you tell us a little bit about your character, Mr. Woodhouse?
Mr. Woodhouse is an uptight, anally retentive valetudinarian, which is not to be confused with hypochondria, because hypochondria is obsessed with their own health, whereas a valetudinarian is concerned with other people's health. He's a single parent. He's been a single parent probably for some years, and it hasn't improved his nervous disposition. And he's anxious and paranoid, but he's not a total mess. And he, I think, identifies with Emma, who has control issues, in as much as she's always trying to matchmake in the village with people in their romantic lives. And he sees her making mistakes that he's not unfamiliar with himself.
In terms of casting Emma, why was Anya Taylor-Joy such a perfect fit?
I saw Anya in The Witch and in Thoroughbreds, and in both of those films, I think, especially in The Witch, at age 19, she managed to play the victim so successfully at the beginning of the film, where you really feel like she is the oppressed, and that the villains are all around her. And then slowly you see this transformation, and she becomes possibly the villain. And still you feel, that you're fighting for her and rooting for her, even when it's possible that she's the one that's wreaked all this havoc on this family's life. And Emma requires a very intelligent acting performance, because we need to connect to Emma to maybe let Emma remind us of the darker sides of ourselves. We've all probably known in Emma and are still resolving our, feelings about her. And I think that Emma was, Anya, she really embodied the role. I think that Anya really fearlessly dove into the darker side of Emma, but also saw that she was a spoiled child that should know better but doesn't yet. And I think that's why we kind of we're willing to go on this ride with her as she becomes more human and a better friend and lover.
You're working with some of the best up-and-coming young actors in the UK in this film. Did they keep you on your toes on set?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a wonderful cast, and it's been cast very cleverly and very unexpectedly in some cases, and very beautifully. And they were brilliant, and they were all deeply professional and great fun.
You wear some incredible outfits in this film.
Yeah.
Were you tempted to keep any?
Have
you kept any?
I haven't kept any. I wasn't tempted, really. I think they're probably going to be in a museum at some point. They deserve to be. Alexandra Byrne, the Oscar-winning costume designer who designed them all, really went to town. And she did me proud. I've got clothes that can stand up all on their own. They should be furniture or something. They should certainly be in a museum.
Why should people go and see Emma at the cinema?
Because they'll feel a whole lot better when they come out than they did when they went in.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thanks.
Pleasure.